Drop a like on this video within 5 seconds or you'll be forced to watch Ronnie 2K streams for the rest of your life. I would not risk it. What is up, guys? It's your boy Badge Plug, and today we're going to be talking about the top 10 best builds in NBA 2K20. But before we get into the video, you guys know every time I do a video like this, I do a giveaway. So I'm going to be doing a $50 Xbox and PS4 gift card giveaway. So I'm going to be picking 2 winners. All you have to do is drop a like on the video and watch the entire video to see my top 10 best builds. And then once you get to the end, I want you to comment down below what you think is the top 10 best builds in NBA 2K20. And if you agree with my top 10, then just say I agree or something. So today's video is different from the last top 10 best builds video, the top 3 best builds video, because today we're going to be talking about very good builds, the best builds in NBA 2K20, but some of these are going to actually require skill. So we're talking about the best builds in the game if you have a good amount of skill. The last videos were the top 10 overpowered, broken, where you can just get on it and it's going to be the easiest builds for you to use. But these are going to be very similar, like they're going to be overpowered, broken builds, but some of these you're going to need skill in order for it to see its full potential, or other builds would be better if you don't have that skill. That's why this video is going to differentiate from the last one. There's going to be a lot of the builds from the last video, but they're going to be in different orders, and there's also going to be new builds. So let's get straight into this video. All right, for the number 10 best build in NBA 2K20, I have the 3-level scorer, which is basically a pure sharpshooter from 2K17, 18, 19, but you know, guys, all the names got messed up this year with the builds, and this build could easily be much higher on the list. The only problem that I really took away from it is the ball handling. It doesn't have a very high ball handling. It does not have a very good speed, but it has very high shooting ratings. So if you use it correctly, if you know how to use screens and stuff correctly, then you can dominate on this build. And the thing that's good about this build, like you guys will see later on in the video why some builds are not higher, is that you can use this build on multiple different courts, on the 2s court, 3s court, you know, 4v4, pro-am, whatever you need. This can be a very good build. So that's why it made it on this list. If it wasn't for the ball handling, it could be much higher though. All right, for the number 9 best build in NBA 2K20, I believe it is the same ranking as I put it in the last video, but it's only because I believe there's a better build that's very similar to this one. So it is the rebounding wing. Now, if you have a rebounding wing, I love your build. I just think that there's one a little bit better. Now, this build is excellent. It can get about 16 shooting badges, 20 defensive. It has mid 80s in shooting and defense, and also high 70s in driving. Now, when I'm talking about these builds, I'm usually talking about when it's at 99.9 and you get that +5 in stats, or +4 if you can only get to 99. But I'm talking about when the build is maxed out. So if I'm saying high 80s or something and you don't want to grind that build to 99, just think about it as at, you know, 95 overall. So this build is extremely good. I play with builds like this all the time. If you guys know who Stumpy is, I recommend you go and watch his channel. He's got a rebounding wing and he's very good with that build. It's very similar to a lockdown from last year. It has very good badges and it can shoot. It can basically do everything you want it to. It's a very all-around lockdown type of build. Now on to the next one. For the 8th best build in NBA 2K20, I have the Paint Beast. Now if you've seen my last video, I had the like pure glass cleaning type of build at number 10, because if you remember from the beginning of the video, I said this video is more about skill than it is overpowered builds, but these are still the best builds in the game. It's just a little bit different. So last video, it was, you know, a glass cleaner. It's very easy to get on. You can just hold, you know, hold for screens and you can get boards. It's very easy to use and doesn't take much skill at all. So for this video, I've got the Paint Beast, which is very similar. If you make it correctly, it has about 20 something finishing badges and 20 something defensive badges, and it can be a deadly build because the most common center build right now in NBA 2K20, which it'll be like this for the rest of the year, is the glass cleaning lockdown. And this build is sort of like the counter for the glass cleaning lockdown. The reason why this build is not any higher on the list is because I don't really see it as a 3s court type of build, because they can't really shoot that good. but if you make it correctly to where it can hit some middies and stuff, then it can definitely be a little bit higher on the list. So the Paint Beast, I had to show you all some love. At number 7, I have the 3-point playmaker, which is basically like a playmaking sharpshooter. A lot of these builds are kind of similar, it's just that they have a little bit of difference. So Poor Boy Sin recently made this build, and La Monza, and these builds are very good. You can use them on the 2s court, 3s court, Pro-Am if you wanted, stage, you know, comp stage, all that type of stuff. These builds are very good. They're interesting and they're fun to watch at the same time. Plus, they'll win at a high efficiency as long as you have the skills yourself, because it's not as good as some other builds that we're going to be talking about, but if you have the skill, it can definitely be one of the absolute best builds in the entire game. Now, if you guys didn't know, some builds can actually have a different name just on the wingspan of the build. So for number 6, the best build in NBA 2K20, I have the Scoring Machine. This build is all around everything. It can do everything. Low to high 80s in every stat, low 90s in finishing, solid badges. You can get around 16, 20, 12, and 8. Now 16 is obviously finishing, 20 shooting, 12 playmaking, and 8 defensive. If you guys didn't know, it's a very all-around build and can be extremely hard to guard on any court, 2s, 3s, Pro-Am, anything like that. It's a very good build. I recommend, if you guys are interested in any of these builds, all you have to do, like I just said, the Scoring Machine, type in NBA 2K20 Scoring Machine on YouTube and you'll find plenty of videos on how to make the best types of this archetype. All right, for the number 5 best build in NBA 2K20, in my last video I had this at number 7. Today it's going to be at number 5. I have the 2-way slashing playmaker, and really the only YouTuber I think that has this build right now is La Monza. It's an extremely good build. I think Ticino even made a video on it saying that he was getting tired of these builds pulling up on him because they are that good and they have Hall of Fame defensive badges, and that's what makes it super overpowered, because at the same time it's a slashing playmaker like my build, but it also has Hall of Fame defensive badges and higher ratings on defense. So the only reason why this build is not higher on the list is because it doesn't have super high shooting. So you can play on the 2s court with this build very efficiently, very good, but you're going to need a lot of skill. Now the 3s court is going to take a lot even more skill because of the low shooting. So it's very similar to my build, except for it has lower shooting. That's the only reason why it's not higher on the list. All right, for the number 4 best build in NBA 2K20, y'all, this is going to catch a lot of people by surprise because you probably don't hear about this build a lot. It's a 2-way inside out scorer, and Poor Boy Sin recently just made this build. If you guys want to go check it out, it is one of the best builds in the game. It's so impressive to just see it. It's mid 80s in shooting, win 99, and high 80s in defense, about 14 to 15 shooting badges, enough playmaking, you know, to get quick first step, stuff like that. It's got about 10, and it has about 5 to 6 finishing badges, which is just enough to be able to score efficiently in the paint. So this build right here, you can run it up on any court. You know, the 3s court is going to be a little bit more challenging than the 2s, but this build is definitely one of the best in the game by far. I mean, it is absolutely mind-blowing that you can make a build that is so good in every single stat and still have so many badges. At number 3, the best build in NBA 2K20, I gotta show love to y'all sinners, man. I got the glass cleaning lockdown. Now this glass cleaning lockdown is the shooting glass, which is like 6'10" or 6'11". I'm not sure exactly what people are making, but all of my friends have the glass cleaning lockdown build. It's very good. It has about 70s in the shooting ratings, and it gets about 20 shooting badges. So that low attribute in the shooting really does help out with the badges that it gets. Plus, it gets over 20 defensive badges. So you're going to be clamping up on defense. And then if you have the right people on your team that have floor general, and you know, you have catch and shoot, stuff like that, you're going to be shooting just like a stretch big. Now, that's the only reason I didn't put stretches and stuff in this video, is because if you have about a 70 to 75 3-point rating and you're a center and you're getting dime the ball with floor general and stuff like that, or just, you know, either one, dimer or floor general, and you have catch and shoot and stuff in hot spots, you don't need a stretch big because you can green just as much as the stretch bigs in this game. Plus, the stretch bigs are very deficient in other things, not like the glass cleaning lockdown. So the glass cleaning lockdown definitely beat out the stretches and is one of the best builds in the game, and it's my best, highest rated center build in 2K20. All right, number 2, the best build in NBA 2K20, I have the slashing playmaker. Now, you guys know that I used to say the slashing playmaker was the best build in the game, and it's still right there at the best builds in the game, but number 1 has changed my mind. Ladies and gentlemen, the slashing playmaker is very good because of the speed. It's very high in speed. It has 99 speed. It has the max that you can get in the game, and you can run it up on any court. It's very dangerous because of the speed. It has high to mid shooting attributes. It has low 80s in defense, and it gets an extremely good amount of badges if you make it correctly. So this build right here, man, is my go-to build. It's the build that I made first in NBA 2K20 that I went in with, that you guys have seen so many videos of me playing with. But there is one build that is just a little bit better, and I'll explain why. At number 1, the best build in NBA 2K20, if you guys don't already know, if you haven't seen my videos that I was just recently making, the offensive threat. Now, this is the offensive threat that can speed boost and get contact dunks. The reason why I have this build as better than the slashing playmaker is because it gets Hall of Fame finishing and Hall of Fame shooting badges at the same time. The slashing playmaker only gets Hall of Fame playmaking badges, and I really don't think that you need Hall of Fame playmaking badges. Plus, it gets like 28 Hall of Fame playmaking badges, and you really only need about 20 playmaking badges to get as many as you need, whereas you need more shooting and finishing to actually have the best build, most efficient build in the game. So I have the offensive threat as number 1. Although the slashing playmaker you can make taller than the offensive threat, because the offensive threat that can speed boost is only about 6'3". The slashing playmaker you can easily make 6'5" or 6'6". So it really just depends on how well you are at playing defense. But at the end of the day, it also has to go down to the badges and how your play style is. But I believe that most people's play styles would go with the offensive threat most of the time, although the slashing playmaker does have a very high amount of speed. Like I said, it has the max speed in NBA 2K20. So if you guys have made it to the end of the video, make sure to enter in the giveaway. It's very easy. All you have to do is drop a like on the video and comment down below what you think is the top 10 best builds in the game, or just say I agree or something if you agree with my list. Anyway, guys, this should be the last top best builds for a while, unless 2K comes out with some sort of big gameplay patch or change or something. But I really hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you're new, make sure to hit that subscribe button, click that bell right next to subscribe, and select all notifications. It's your boy Badge Plug. You have been plugged in, and I'm out. Peace.